Hey guys, so I just wanted to make a pretty quick video to kind of address a question that I got from one of you guys, and that is, why do I need a wheelchair and a walker? Why couldn't I just use one or the other? And to put it simply, MS is a really complex and crazy illness. And also, I don't just use the walker and the wheelchair because of my MS. I also use them because of my POTS, postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. And I'm going to make another video to go more in depth about what POTS is and how it affects me personally. Um, and also like the diagnosis process with that, because it was a little bit more in depth than I think a lot of people realize. But as far as why I need a wheelchair and a walker, with my MS, there are days when I have severe nerve pain. And it's not always just something where I can deal with the pain and continue going on with my daily life as if nothing was wrong. Some days it really takes a toll on me and my body, and it's just really rough. So on those days, it's easier for me to get around using the wheelchair. Um, Not only just because of the pain, but there's also some days when I have a lot of weakness or my balance is thrown off. I have a lot of days where I'm super dizzy or lightheaded, and it's definitely not fun to have to deal with trying to get around without the walker or the wheelchair on those days. As far as long distances, I can't really walk long distances like I used to. I used to walk everywhere, especially when I was living in Chicago. I would walk around the city, um, anywhere I needed to go, even the grocery store, I would walk. Um, Now I can't do that. Uh, my POTS also makes it to where I pass out sometimes if I've been up too long, or if I stand up too quickly, I just pass out. And it's kind of dangerous, obviously, to just be passing out. So sometimes it's safer for me to be in a wheelchair and to utilize those mobility aids. Um, Do I like having to utilize both a wheelchair and a walker? No. I feel like people look at me differently, or they feel like I am faking my illnesses somehow, just because, I could be in a wheelchair 1 second, or one day, and then the next day I'm not having to use the wheelchair. But I feel like when you're dealing with chronic illnesses, like I am obviously, you kind of get used to people looking at you weird. You get used to people not understanding where you're coming from with a lot of things, and you get used to people judging you because, even with doctors, I have a lot of difficulty, getting across my symptoms sometimes with different doctors. Like the primary care doctor that I'm dealing with now, she doesn't always understand that certain things are because of my MS or because of my POTS. She didn't even understand like some of the medicines that I was prescribed. She didn't understand why I was prescribed these medicines because she didn't understand why they were helpful, or how they were helpful to my POTS. But it's not that I'm lazy. It's not that I want to be in a wheelchair. It's just that some days I need to utilize that mobility aid, and I need to, you know, save my spoons. And if you don't understand what that means, people who have chronic illnesses, we tend to call our energy our spoons, because some days it takes all of your spoons to deal with your illness, and other days it just takes maybe one, maybe none. Um, so we tend to try to save as many spoons as possible. That's why people who have chronic illnesses call themselves spoonies. So if you ever see those, that's what it means. Um, so I hope this answers your question to the person who asked. It's just because some days I need just the walker. Some days I can walk on my own if it's a short distance, and other days, my body just doesn't agree with not using the wheelchair. So, with that being said, I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and let me know if there's any other questions you have. Maybe I'll make a Q&A about my chronic illnesses. Leave whatever questions you have in the comments below, and I will see you guys again soon.